Coco Gauff may not have walked away from the Miami Open with the trophy, but the way she handled that loss might end up telling us even more about where her career is headed than a title would have. That is what made this moment stand out. It was not just that she lost a final. Great players lose finals all the time. It was the way she stood there afterward, in a stadium that carries personal meaning for her, and responded with a level of calm that felt bigger than the result itself. A lot of athletes can look composed when everything is going their way. It is much harder to do that when you have just fallen short in a match you badly wanted to win, in front of a crowd that wanted to celebrate with you, against an opponent who was simply better on the day. That is the kind of moment that reveals what is going on beneath the surface. And in Coco Gauff's case, what it revealed was maturity, perspective, and a mindset that feels built for the long haul. She did not look rattled. She did not look bitter. She did not rush through the moment like she was desperate to get off the court and disappear. Instead, she stayed present in it. She spoke with intention. She thanked God. She admitted the past stretch had not been easy. And then she did something that says a lot about the way she sees competition. She turned toward Aryna Sabalenka and gave her real credit, not in a routine, automatic way, but in a way that sounded thoughtful and honest. She recognized what Sabalenka had done, and more importantly, she recognized what that rivalry means for her own growth. That is not a small thing. In sports, especially at the highest level, it is easy for players to talk about respect when they win. It is much harder to do it after a painful defeat in a final on a big stage, when your emotions are raw and the disappointment is still fresh. That is when you find out who really understands a bigger picture. Coco clearly does. She understands that losing does not erase progress. She understands that one final does not define her. And she understands that facing someone like Sabalenka, even in defeat, is part of what sharpens her into the player she wants to become. That mindset matters because Coco Gauff is no longer just an exciting young player people are waiting on. She is already deep into the process of becoming one of the defining competitors in women's tennis. She has been in the spotlight for years now. She entered the pro scene at an age when most players are still figuring out what kind of athletes they want to be. And almost immediately she became one of the most recognizable names in the sport. When that happens so early, there's always a risk that the outside attention starts shaping the inside experience. Expectations get heavier. Every result gets magnified. Every loss gets dissected. Every moment becomes public. That kind of environment can speed up growth, but it can also make things harder. Some young stars respond to it emotionally. Some get frustrated. Some start pressing because they feel like they need to prove something every time they step on the court. That is why this moment in Miami felt so revealing. Coco did not sound like someone crushed by the weight of expectation. She sounded like someone who has learned how to process the highest and lowest moments of the sport without letting either one carry her too far away. And that may be one of the biggest reasons people continue to respect her so much across the tennis world. Yes, her game is improving. Yes, her speed, athleticism, defense, and ability to compete point by point are already elite. But what is becoming just as important is the way she carries herself. Her composure is becoming part of her identity. Her honesty is becoming part of her identity. Her ability to face difficult moments without turning them into drama is becoming part of her identity. Those qualities are not as flashy as a highlight shot or a championship point, but over the course of a career, they may matter just as much. Because the truth is, knowing how to lose is one of the most important parts of learning how to win consistently. That sounds simple, but not every athlete gets there. Some players treat a loss like a personal collapse. Some try to escape it as quickly as possible. Some never really learn how to study it, without being consumed by it. Coco Gauff seems to be developing the opposite relationship with defeat. She does not appear to enjoy it, obviously, but she does seem willing to face it honestly. She looks at it, she accepts it, she learns from it, and then she moves forward without making the moment bigger than it needs to be. That is a behavior of someone who is building for something larger than one tournament. It shows a player who understands that titles do not only come from talent. They come from emotional control. They come from patience. They come from surviving bad days without losing your sense of self. They come from staying grounded when people are praising you and staying grounded when people are doubting you. In that sense, Miami may have been a loss on paper, but it still looked like progress in a deeper way. And you can see that progress in how she speaks now compared to earlier stages of her career. There is a steadiness in her. She does not sound like someone who is panicking about time or feeling trapped by public pressure. She sounds like someone who knows she is still becoming. At 22, that is a powerful place to be. She has already lived through years of hype, expectation, and intense scrutiny. She has already experienced the kind of highs most players spend entire careers chasing. And yet she still comes across as someone who is learning, someone who is observing, someone who is still shaping the full version of herself as a competitor. That is why this loss feels like it revealed something important. It showed that her development is not only technical, it is mental, it is emotional, it is competitive in the deepest sense. She is not just learning how to hit better shots or construct points more effectively. She is learning how to live inside the pressure of elite tennis. She is learning how to take disappointment and turn it into direction instead of letting it turn into noise. Her response to Sabalenka was especially telling because it showed she does not see rivals only as obstacles. She sees them as part of the journey. That is the mindset of a true competitor. You do not get better by pretending the people across the net do not matter. You get better by recognizing exactly what they demand from you. Coco seemed to understand that. She was not just congratulating a winner. She was acknowledging a challenge. She was acknowledging that these kinds of matches, these kind of losses, these kind of rivalries are part of what will shape her future. And that future still feels huge. The talent has never been the question. It is there. The speed is there. The fight is there. The skill is there. But now there is something else becoming more visible every season, and that is poise. Real poise, not performative calm, not media-trained emptiness. Genuine balance, the kind that lets a player absorb a painful moment without being defined by it. The kind that lets them remain respectful without losing their edge. The kind that makes people trust that when the next big opportunity comes, they will be emotionally ready for it. That is why moments like this matter more than some people realize. Fans often focus only on wins and losses, trophies and rankings, headlines and highlights. But careers are shaped in these quieter moments too. In the moments when a player has every reason to be frustrated and chooses composure instead. In the moments when disappointment could easily spill over into bitterness. And it does not. In the moments when you can tell a player is becoming stronger internally, even if externally they just came up short. Coco Gauff looked like that in Miami. She looked like someone who understands where she is, what she still wants, and what it is going to take to get there. She did not look broken by the loss. She looked educated by it. There is a difference. One leaves a player stuck. The other moves them forward. And if you are looking for signs of what kind of future she is building, that may be one of the clearest signs yet. Because champions are not only revealed in the way they celebrate victories, they are revealed in the way they carry defeats. They are revealed in the way they stay honest without becoming negative, confident without becoming arrogant, disappointed without becoming lost. Coco showed all of that. There was also something especially meaningful about this happening in Miami. This was not just any final in any city. This was a place she grew up around. A setting that naturally added another layer of emotion. That kind of environment can make a loss feel even heavier. The crowd, the familiarity, the personal connection, all of it can intensify the moment. And still, she handled it with grace. That says a lot. It says she is not just learning how to perform under pressure. She is learning how to process pressure publicly, with the whole world watching, and still remain fully herself. That may be the most impressive part of all. Coco Gauff still comes across as calm, honest, and humble in an era that pushes athletes toward extremes. Sports culture today loves overreaction. It loves public breakdowns, dramatic sound bites, and emotional moments that can be cut into clips and turned into headlines. Coco did not give that. She gave something better. She gave perspective. She gave sincerity. She gave the kind of response that earns long-term respect, not just short-term attention. And in the end, that may be exactly why this loss feels so important. Not because losing a final is ever a good thing, but because it showed the kind of competitor she is becoming. It showed a player who is building something deeper than a highlight reel or a hot streak. It showed a player with emotional discipline to absorb a hard result and still stay centered. It showed a player whose mindset is catching up with her talent in a way that should make the rest of the tour pay attention. Because once a player has a game and a mentality, that is when things start getting very serious. Coco Gauff already had the talent. What Miami suggested is that she is developing the kind of inner steadiness that turns talent into staying power. And that is why, even after a loss, the future around her still feels so bright. She is not just chasing titles. She is becoming the kind of complete competitor